Welcome to Smell the Coffee on a Friday with Aina Raizakweyo and Ashwin Mberi. We are excited. A big weekend is ahead of us. Plenty to do. How's it going, Aina?
It's going fantastic, man. I saw such a lot of posters actually about happenings during this weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's gonna be an interesting weekend. I don't have plans, but if you do have plans, you can kring me, and then perhaps we can link up somewhere.
Did you say kring?
Yeah, so that you know we can sit.
Do you remember landlines?
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, okay. No, just checking which generation we are dealing with. Because that's the last time I heard kring. Did you ever put the bill up on the landline at home?
I don't have a landline at home. I only used it at schools. At school.
Now they're in primary school. Okay, I think were you in boarding school?
Yes.
Well, I was also in boarding school, but when I was at home, the scariest times would be when the phone bill comes through.
Hey.
And they're now looking at the conversations.
Who called who?
Who called who?
At what time?
Yeah, you know, high school crushes were strong. You would talk for 1 hour about nothing.
About telenovelas. Did you watch how Santiago and Paloma?
Back then it was Passions.
Oh,
and
it was
Bold
Passions.
and Beautiful.
Bold and Beautiful,
You know,
yes.
even Seven Dilan.
Yeah.
Generations, of course. No, back then it was a lot of that. You know, apparently Bold and Beautiful is still happening. It's still going on. Which
Really?
is very interesting.
Are people still watching?
Yeah,
I think they should cast then the people that are trending so that they can sort of, bring
Maintain relevance.
awareness to the brand, because I didn't know it was still happening.
Yeah, but I think they've got, faithful followings. I wonder how Brooke Logan is doing. The last time I checked, she had married a father and then the brother and then the other brother.
Truly bold.
No, truly bold. Truly bold and beautiful. Truly bold and beautiful. Well, the stories that we have are going to be very, very interesting, starting with the UAE's trip to South Africa, and you will not believe what they traveled with. We'll be talking about that as we head into Smell the Coffee's news shortly. All right, let's get into the news stories on Smell the Coffee. The president of the United Arab Emirates and ruler of Abu Dhabi, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, and his family landed in the Eastern Cape on Wednesday on a 20 million rand runway he built with his own money. The wealthy ruler is in the country along with an entourage of 500, including other members of the UAE royal family, staff, and top artists who are expected to perform for the family to mark the end of Ramadan. The royal family and their guests are said to have brought their own furniture, cars, and gym equipment for their 2-week stay in Eastern Cape. Now, Aina, you've been to South Africa.
Yes.
All right. I've also been to South Africa. I've only been to Sandton in South Africa. I think you've been around quite a bit more than me. I don't think their furniture is that bad.
No, their furniture is actually good quality.
It's actually good quality.
Comfortable.
Comfortable. It's very the number one economy in Africa. I think they've got options.
They have a lot of options. I don't know why you would come from across the seas or across the ocean or whatever with your own furniture to another man's country. Are you saying that we don't have, or what are you saying actually?
Okay, so you know what? I've been trying to think about it, right? Okay, so they're talking about ending Ramadan. So maybe there's a religious aspect to it. You know what I mean? Maybe there's a little bit of clickbait. Maybe this furniture is stuff that's needed for. They're bringing their own artists to mark the end of Ramadan. We understand that's cultural.
Ramadan, is it not like what religion is
That's
it?
Muslim. So,
Oh, they are Muslims in SA.
Yeah, they are Muslims in SA.
So they could find those particular equipments for religious purposes
That's
in
what I
SA.
think. I think where it gets crazy for me, of course, the furniture is insane. Gym equipment. You know what I mean? Because even if you can say furniture, maybe, you know, Ramadan. Gym equipment, you need to bring your own gym equipment to have. What's wrong with the gym equipment here?
I think they are just reinforcing like harmful stereotypes that we are going to Africa. Africa is poor. Let's take
feel
our
the
own
same
things.
way. I mean, it's hard not to put the big R word there. You know what I mean? And the word isn't reparations. It's just putting it out there. No, because it's actually quite insane to see this. Also, landing on a runway that he built. I mean, come on. Are you visiting Africa? Do you want to visit Africa? Because you built your own runway, you're bringing your own furniture, your own artists, your own gym equipment. It does not sound like you care for interacting with Africans. In fact, it sounds like you're intentionally avoiding physical contact with African things. That is worrying.
But why are you coming to Africa then? You could have Ramadan in
Well, you see,
wherever.
if someone can build a 20 million rand airport, that means they've got several investments in Africa. And for someone to have so much leeway, I mean, I don't think anyone would be able to stop someone like that.
And
but
how do
it's
you
a lot
get
of privilege.
how do you get your cars?
Cars, I forgot
Do
to mention the
Do
cars.
you get them via the sea?
Can't you
or
hire?
air or what?
Let's say you need luxury cars. I'm sure you can hire luxury cars in South Africa. You know what I'm saying? To carry your vehicles is, you know what? Let's go to Twitter.
All right, now we move on to our next story. Twitter no longer considers dead naming or misgendering transgender people to be a hateful conduct under its policy. Social media giant earlier this month quietly scrapped its ban against users referring to transgender individuals by their former pre-transition names or their biological sex in the platform's latest big change since the owner Elon Musk acquired the company from last year. Now, in 2018 rather, Twitter imposed the specific protection for transgender people, stating in its rule, we prohibit targeting others with repeated slurs, tropes, or the other content that intends to dehumanize, degrade, or reinforce negative or harmful stereotypes about a protected category. This includes targeted misgendering and dead naming of transgender individuals. Twitter is about to become a show.
Hey, it's been a show, but
now it's showing.
It's showing. Yeah, you know, I'm always curious about people who believe that Elon Musk is on the right side of history politically. I think he's a genius in the same way Kanye West is a genius. I don't think you'll find a better music producer than Kanye West. But Kanye West is not a farmer. Kanye West is not an accountant because what he's good at is music. Elon Musk is a technological scientist. He is very, very good at that. And almost at nothing else, because it is crazy to see the positions he takes. You know, the verified badge was officially yesterday. Everyone had to pay for a verified badge. So people like LeBron James, who obviously I would know, LeBron James said, I am not paying for the blue badge. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, and Elon said, then I'll
pay for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just, I mean, it's crazy. And I heard the term here for the first time, dead naming.
Dead naming.
What's dead naming?
I have no idea. I just know misgendering.
Misgendering.
Dead naming,
I guess it's like if you let go of a certain identity and someone refers to you in that identity. What
because
if you
that identity is most now dead to you.
All right.
Let's say now you are they.
Okay. How does accountability work? Let's say you were a criminal in this identity. And now you've changed. Who do we hold accountable, or how do we hold that person accountable? If you committed a crime during the dead identity as a he, and now you're she, how do we reconcile that?
You just hold the he accountable.
The he accountable.
Because it was during
that time. But we don't refer to the she as the he.
No.
But the he is the same person who committed the crimes. You know what I mean? The she is okay, but
I
understand.
But
I don't think
I'm
it's
not the same person I was yesterday.
I agree.
So if I did something yesterday,
yes,
you say Aina on the 12th of May.
things, yeah.
Not Aina for the rest of her life.
All right. Interesting. Aren't you seeing an intersection with this and cancel culture as well? Because on the other end, people who might be on the left wing cancel people under those exact same premises,
That's
saying
why we
no matter
say
who you were at the past, we
Cancel
will judge you
culture
today.
is not feasible.
It's not feasible.
No, it's
yeah.
not.
Particularly in Africa. I think we believe in Ubuntu here. And
People, we are human beings. I think it's in our nature to make mistakes. Some mistakes are really, you know, we can't apologize for them.
Yes.
But also at the same time, we must show each other grace.
compassion,
Yes.
room to improve. And honestly, you know, when you say cancel culture in that sense, and you must also understand that if you're prejudicial to trans people, you are exercising cancel culture. Only difference is it's before you even know the person. And it's based on your own prejudices because you are trying to cancel people out of society. And I don't believe Africans have been about that. I think Africans are all about overarching unity. So interesting to see Tuta do this.
Yeah.
We'll definitely be looking at the feedback from the world.
Yeah.
Moving on to England. More than half of British people do not want the upcoming coronation of King Charles III to be funded by taxpayers. A new poll conducted and published on Tuesday found the YouGov poll found 51% of respondents believe the government should not pay for the 6 May ceremony to crown Charles and Camilla. Nearly a third, 32%, said it should, while around 18% did not know. It comes with the UK in the grip of a cost of living crisis and wide-ranging strikes by employees across the public and private sectors as decades-high inflation eats away at earnings.
No, it should not. I mean, the royal family can afford.
Yes.
Why must you take my tax money?
In fact,
Like, I'm
the
a poor man. You are a rich man, yet you still want from me. No, they can afford it. Let them fund it.
Let them fund it.
Yeah.
And also, the reason they can afford it is because you've been funding their lives for their entire
Yes.
lives. So I can understand the British public saying, come on, this is your own thing, of course. And I don't want to be the one to say this. I really don't want to be the one to say this. But you don't have any money left from colonization? Nothing.
But
Finished it all?
I don't want to be the one saying it, but I will say it.
I know somebody's got to do it. No, I think it's quite reasonable for the British public to not want to fork out their taxpayers' money.
I think the British public just generally doesn't like Charles.
Yeah.
Because people don't want to perform at
Yeah,
this coronation.
and we know they don't like
people
Camilla.
Don't want to fund it. Like, there is just so much going on.
Yeah, they also don't like Camilla.
Maybe.
Then I know Camilla, we know for sure because Princess Diana forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
All right, now we move over to our next story. In the 1970s, right, North Korea ordered 1,000 Volvo cars from Sweden. The cars were shipped and delivered, but North Korea simply ignored the invoice and refused to pay. Till this day, the bill of $70 million remains unpaid, making it the largest car theft in history. Since 1970.
Yeah. Kim Jong-un said, you're mad.
North
Wow.
Korea.
Yeah, they said, do something about it. I said, fine, do it. Come get your money. Come get your money in North Korea.
And they are saying we are not paying, and that's that on
And
that.
that's very interesting. So that's the hugest
that
car
on
theft in
that.
history. Wow. Yikes. I wonder how Volvo feels about that.
Yeah.
Do they send
And
them letters every month?
I don't know. Are they even actively trying to get this money? Because 1970 is a long time.
Well, yeah.
North Korea is probably, the person who was the manager at the time who asked for the quotation has
No,
passed
but you've
on.
had one ruler. That we can know.
But
Oh,
it's
no,
not the
rulers
ruler's
changed.
problem.
Rulers changed. Yeah, that's true. I think
The
it's
company under which we requested the car was
the
liquidated.
tender. The tender wasn't.
I
yeah.
think it's just excuses after
But yeah,
excuses.
I mean, I guess if you're to look at it reasonably, if you can't get someone to stop creating nuclear missiles and testing them, I doubt you can get them to pay for a car.
And that's that on that. Now, after the break, Bethold Karumendu talks to Yolanda Nell about the registration process at the Spa 100-kilometer women's race that is taking place on Sunday, the 22nd of April.
E-ticket. your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nmh.com.na.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I am joined with Bethel today, and he needs no introduction in the sporting industry. Thank you so much for your time.
It's always an honor and a pleasure by having me this morning.
So on Saturday, the 23rd of April, you are hosting the Spar Women's Race. Tell us more about this event.
Yolande, you are a woman.
Yes.
And this race is a special race for women. Yes. So what does it telling you as a woman? It's telling you how special women are. And women is people that we need to take care of. We need to protect them. Actually, they are mothers, our mothers. That's why they are special. And these Spar races are very popular races in South Africa. So there was a talk between the head office in South Africa and Namibia, Spar Group Namibia. Why not to start a race on its kind, just to give back to the women as a special race for women. And of course now, 23rd of April, Sunday, Wanderer Sport Ground, it's a Spar 10-kilometer women race here in Namibia. And for those one who are not elite, who want to go and jog, they can have afterwards the 5-kilometer fun run.
Nice. Is this race open for men and children?
This is a women race.
Yes.
Maybe if there is a man who want to run, then they must dress like a woman. They must put something like a woman.
Come to the party.
Come to the party like a woman. This is a woman race. Absolutely.
Why is it important for big corporations like Spar to get involved with sport?
Actually, Spar have already going on with many races in South Africa. And you can see now it have moved to Namibia just to give back to the community. And this time especially to women. Also to promote mass participation in women. Also to promote a healthy lifestyle of women, because they are special people. Women are taking care of our household. They go to work. They have to take care of cooking. They have to take care of everything at home. But also for their lifestyle to be strong. They can go for 30 minutes jog and so on to refresh their mind, and also to put the stress or burden on their body in terms of exercising.
Can you quickly tell me, is the registration still open?
Registration have already closed as I'm speaking, but we are genuine to have a late registration on Saturday. Saturday is the 22nd of April at Wanderer Sport Ground in Pioneers Park from 9 o'clock up to 12. So those one who are not registered as well are much invited. If you are around Windhoek, if you are around Reaport or Kahanja, nearby towns, please run to Wanderer Sport Ground in Pioneers Park and go and register. It's 150 Namibian dollar. You get a t-shirt, you get a goodie bag and so on, and you get your competition race number as well. And it is also the time where all those one who have registered already to go and collect their race numbers.
How many women have already registered for the race?
We have close to 400 women.
Wow.
We have various categories. We have the open category, which is the elite ones. And then we have the veterans between 40 and 49. We have the masters between 50 and 59. And then we have the grandmasters, 60 plus onwards. But the big bulk are at the open elite athletes. Okay. The open one, they walk away with a 10,000, sure, the winner. And then the second one, 7.5, and the third one, 5.5. The veterans, masters, and the grandmasters, the winners will all walk away with a 3,000. Sure. And then the second runners, silver medal with a 2,000. And then the third runners, 1.5, 1,500, they walk away with a bronze medal. So it's a good price. We will look after the interest of this race, if the race is, we are certified with this race, obviously we want it to become an annual race as years come from next year onwards.
If it becomes an annual race, would we also take it to the other regions?
The active one would take place here in Windhoek. The other one will be virtual one.
Okay.
But we will look in those matters on recommendation after this one.
Thank you so much for your time and good luck with all the planning for Sunday.
Always my pleasure by having you guys. And we are very thankful for Namibia Media Holding to always be around in coverage of, especially the National Senior Championship that has passed. It was a good one. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now it's almost time for the Tourism Expo, which happens next week, and one of the new elements is going to be the networking sessions. Now Yolanda now talks to Gies Hubert of Gondwana Collections and Marshalling Kwadi about their respective presentations.
Ladies and gentlemen, today in studio I have Gies Hubert from Gondwana Collections with me. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you for having me.
You will be one of the speakers at the Expo's networking sessions talking about social intervention in tourism. Tell us more about what your focus will be on.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's a theme that is very close to our heart in terms of internship. And the question is being posed, are we doing enough? Really looking forward to the conversation, and especially that who are we, and definitely employers. I want to share what Gondwana is doing, something that we're very proud of. But can we do more? And I think the answer is always yes. So the perspective is, are we doing enough? Employers, are we doing enough? But who else? What about the training providers? What are their role? The government and NTA, some good and some I think that we can be doing better. And then ultimately about the students, and their role in this question. Would love to have the conversation next week, pointing out what we feel is really working well, where we can do better as a nation. So looking forward to the conversation. Yes.
Why is internships such a big issue for Gondwana? Why are you involved in this project?
I think both from a personal to Gondwana perspective, but also to a national perspective. And let me start with a national perspective. Whether we like it or not, we sit with a crisis in Namibia in terms of youth unemployment, and it's our problem. It's not, we can point fingers to each other, or to government, or to training providers, or even to the students. It's our problem. We're all in this boat together. And we've always said we really want to be part of the solution, and not only talk about the solution, but also show and walk in front, if we may, and want to share what we're doing on that front. But then from a personal perspective, it really works. And that is part of the theme for next week, is I want to share, how it works for Gondwana. Because you provide internship for people, you provide training, and guess who keeps the best of those interns? We have wonderful stories and beautiful success stories. People who are very successful in Gondwana today, who really adds tremendous amount of value, who started as interns.
And the tourism industry is so vast. If you look at the other networking presenters that will be speaking next week, there's so many industries that we can include, and if it helps with the unemployment, win-win.
100%. I think our influence and our impact, our network impact, 100%, Yolanda, is so big in terms of tourism. But that is tourism today. What about tourism tomorrow? We're really bullish about what this industry can do for our country and to be part of the solution. What does this look like in 5 years' time or 15 years' time? Let's get together and chat about
and that's
solutions.
Exactly why it's important to get the youth involved today, because what will it look like in 10, 15 years from now? Then they should take up that market.
100%, completely agree.
Gies, I look forward to your presentation at the Expo. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Landa.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back shortly.
Good day, everyone. My name is Marshalling Kwadi, manager of Credit Coast Conservancy, which is located on the soil of the Great Kunene region. I will be attending the Tourism Expo's Tourism for All networking session where we will discuss Xhosa Conservancy's history, how we operate, how we generate our income, our business enterprises in relation with youth upliftment. So for those that are interested in conservation, in conservancies in general, please come make a turn on the 27th of April at the Winter Country Club, and let's celebrate tourism. See you there.
Thank you very much for watching our show this morning. We will be back tomorrow, same time, same place, or I will be back rather. Please do remember that the Carnival of Flame performance is taking place at the Tourism Expo on Friday, the 28th of April. I'm sure it's definitely going to be loads of fun, and I do hope to see you there. Now, from all of us here in studio, it's all our love, all our light, and adios.